red line throttle limiter, rev limiter. Oh my goodness. Ford Focus. I think it's a 2-liter. Well, I've got the seats pretty much all the way ahead right now, so I can work back here. And I did a bunch of measuring. I drilled a hole in this corner here, and then I did some more measuring and drilled one in the front on the other corner. Try to make it straight and square and all that good stuff. So right now it's only got one bolt in the front. I use these carriage bolts. They're really nice. Really nice. Okay, that was tricky to do it with one hand, but seat folds up like that. It doesn't really go as flat as the TJ. This is the Jeep TJ seats. And it folds ahead like that. So much room for activities now. And I have to do one more bolt here and one more bolt there. But yeah, I kind of like it. Not too bad for a dirty old Jeep seat. Yeah, not too bad for a friggin' junk buggy. I'll put some padding on here. And maybe here, I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I probably have a fender skirt on here, or like a wheel well fender bolted here, and I'm not sure yet. It might have side panels. Went and got this pedal assembly off of the same car that the steering wheel came from. And I think I can make that work. Friggin' rights I can. Ticky tacky zippy zappy motherfucker. So I've got the clamp off of it. It's officially holding itself on there now. It sure is. I just took the pin out again for the second time. It goes in between the pedal assembly and the piston on the master cylinder. And I'm going to take the master cylinder. I'm going to take it off, but it's stuck. And I'm going to adjust these threads here because the pedal comes way out here, which is probably better for getting more throw. But when the pin's in, the pedal is way in here, so you don't get that as much throw. So I'm going to adjust that. Oh, there it goes. Nice bike you got there, buddy. Frig. That's the stuff that erections and wet dreams are made out of, right there. Renthal bar protector. That's sexy. Friggin' rights. Oh my goodness.
See that right there? That is 10 more horsepower.
10 horsepower right there.
Down there about 2.
Fox shocks. Super right up, eh, with the Fox shocks?
Oh fuck yeah.
Listen to her, it's got a camshaft in it. Brup, brup. Brap, brap. Oh my goodness, I'm so shaky. Well, it's not my favorite to weld things on, but the master cylinder unbolts, and the pedal assembly, I'll probably never change it. Same with the steering column. I'll probably never change it because it's a custom made shorty. And it takes a little bit of work to reproduce. I think it took me a couple hours to do that, but anyway, this is actually welded on here now, and the column is welded. Well, a lot of things are bolted, like the steering rack is bolted, the leaf springs are bolted, the upper control arms are bolted, the cage bolts, the floor panels used to unbolt, but they're riveted now. Seats unbolt, transmission unbolts, motor unbolts, everything unbolts, but these here are actually fixed and welded. Like I said, the steering column will probably never be changed, and the brake pedal assembly will probably never be changed. Master cylinder is still unbolts, can still be changed. Well, this should be quite simple. There's a line here, and that's the in line and out line. So the in line goes to a reservoir, and on this Suzuki Swift, it actually went to the brake reservoir, so it shared the brake fluid with the brake system, which is interesting. But I'll probably have a small clutch reservoir probably up here. Of course, it has to be above the master cylinder. So that's the inline there, and then there's an outline here, and the outline is pressurized. And the outline is going to run to the rear end. So I'm just going to have rear hydraulic brakes. Rear brakes only, like a golf cart. This was supposed to, I built it to compete with my friend who was supposed to build a golf cart, and it's a little bit heavier with the roll bar on it, and most golf carts probably don't have roll bars. But yeah, I'm just gonna put hydraulic brakes on the rear. I'm not sure how strong the front end is. And the golf carts, I don't think they don't have front brakes anyway. So yeah, I'm just building it like a golf cart with a roll bar, basically. But this is like a 4-seater. The seat's folded up right now. Ooh, that's loud. You get good action here, but the pedal is almost on the floor, and I think it could go higher, and I might have to trim the back side here to align with my firewall or my inner fender. So I might trim that, and actually if I trim that, there'll be a weak point here. So I can cut that right off and raise the whole pedal up maybe an inch or two, probably 2 inches, and overlap. And I can overlap to the inside or to the outside, wherever I want it. And then it won't be on the floor. it'd be a little easier to reach, I think, or a little easier, yeah, to manage. But so far so good. I might modify that. The junk is coming together. Modification. That might be hot, boys. Oh, yeah, that's hot. It's pretty thick. Pretty good. Pretty thick stuff. Pretty good stuff. It's almost time for a new wheel. It's probably gonna throw all the sparks over onto my driver's seat. Maybe if I cut it upside down. There, we don't need that. Oh, goodness. Raised her up quite a bit. Quite a bit. Modification. Well, I modified the brake lever a little bit. I got a ridiculous amount of weld splatter, flux splatter, I don't know what it is. Anyway, I modified it twice, and I modified the throw. So there was a little rubber stopper here, so I took the rubber stopper out because the adjuster, the threads on the adjuster, they're actually welded, so that's not adjustable at all. So I took that stopper out and I get a little more throw, not very much, but I get a little more throw and a shorter lever, so the pedal's up off the floor and it's a little more, it doesn't stick out as much because the lever is not so long. So yeah, I like it. or yeah, I can make that work. That'll do. And I'll have to do the reservoir soon and the line to the back soon. I ordered a bigger carburetor. I ordered a Honda GX 390 carburetor. This is a Honda GX 270 clone. It's a Power Fist Honda copy, or Honda clone. Same as the 8 horsepower Predator motor. There's also other companies that do these clones, like I think Greyhound, ProPoint. Anyway, ordered a bigger carburetor, and it's got a bigger throat, or bigger bore, bigger throttle butterfly, bigger jets, and I'm not sure. I might get bigger rockers. I think these have 1.1 rockers in them, so I might get 1.2 or 1.3 ratio rockers, or a bigger cam. And the exhaust, I'll be doing the exhaust. The back seat is working and in. She's in and she works. It folds down and locks. It folds up and folds up nice and tight behind the seat. And when it's folded up, there's a lot of cargo space here. So yeah, friggin' rights. I'm still waiting on some wheels. I'm hoping to get multi-pattern wheels so I can have matching wheels all the way around. But when I do the brakes, which is pretty much the step I'm on now, I'm gonna have to do something here. I might have to change the shoes, change the brake shoes on both sides, and I think I've got some old rusty drums that I can get machined, or maybe I can get them turned by a guy. There's a local guy here that turns them. Got some front shocks, but I don't know if I'm going to use them or not. I kind of want something with a longer stroke. And I kind of want one that has the pin that goes down through there. So I'm not really sure if I'll be using those or not. The roll bar has these cage extensions, and they actually slide on over and unbolt. They're removable for when the windshield is folded down. On Jeeps you can fold down the windshield, and there's a bolt back here to take that out. I'm standing up here on the edge, sorry if I'm all shaky. Anyway, seems to me that this one points out a little bit, so I don't know if that's this insert or if that's the end itself. I was thinking about maybe taking these and turning them around, so either flip it over or move this one to the passenger side and see if that changes the angle. The angle's not bad. It goes out just slightly, but then again the cage does too. So I guess that's normal for considering it's part of this cage, or part of this roll bar, sorry. But I've been modifying a lot of stuff. Modified the column and the brakes and the spindles and transmission. So I can either modify these or swap them. Ugh. Or I can I can modify this here. This is the piece that slides over and bolts to the windshield, so it would slide over the tit on the cage up higher, and that's the end that bolts on, and this end here bolts to your windshield. I could always modify that, cut it shorter. I think if I use it, it'll have to be about 5 or 6 inches shorter, I think. Are you watching traffic back there for a monster? Watching traffic? Are we gonna go swimming? Take my buddy swimming? You like that kind? Friggin' right you do. Oh, my buddy! Well, I'm gonna go take Ryder swimming. Ain't ya? Ain't you going swimming, Buster? He's so furry. He's got a permanent fur coat. He's gonna love it. Go swimming, buddy. What a friggin' mess. Zero Fox, get her done. Well, I'm into the getting the brakes and wheels situated. So I put some dirty, rusty old brake drums on the dirty, rusty old buggy. For now, temporary. That tire is a 215/60 16, and I don't really want 16-inch rims because I've got 15s for the back, so I kind of want 15s. But my old wheels were just laying around here, so that's one of my old wheels. I figured I'd just try it on it, see what it was like, or see how it would fit. If you turn the wheel, they turn pretty sharp. But if you turn them too sharp, they come right into the frame. Of course, that is turned super sharp. They probably won't be turning that sharp anyway, I don't know. But yeah, that tire's too big. I could always run a smaller tire on the same wheel, but 16s wouldn't match the 15s for the rear. I don't know. I still haven't found any unibolt or multi-bolt wheels yet, and I'm waiting for auto parts to open tomorrow to get brake parts. So I'm just goofing around here right now. I got some cheap shocks, and I need to put the reservoir on for the master cylinder for the brakes. That's actually a clutch pedal and a clutch master cylinder, but I'm using it for brakes. And it's the clutch pedal out of this same car that I got the steering column from. And I might get the throttle pedal from the same car, because it looked like the throttle pedal would be easily reused or easily reworked. really got to get a grommet for that. It keeps falling out. Cheap rubber. I just gave her a tiny little gurgle. Just gave her a tiny gurgle. So I'm going to do a test. Hopefully everything vibrates and falls off as usual. On, choke. It's a dragon. Oh, I think I spooked him. There's the 17-inch wheel from the Impala SS project. I don't know if you've seen that video or not, but I took the 17s off and I put 18s on it. What the frig is that noise? I keep hearing this little squeaking noise. Sounds like there's a friggin' animal beside me. Huh. Anyway, these Impala SS wheels, if you measure from the center of this stud to the center of this stud, it's 4 1/4. I think it's a 4 1/2 inch circle. What the frig is that noise? Anyway, these front wheel drive wheels, they bolt right onto the Ford Ranger rear end, but the offset, the front wheel drive offset, is super close. This is a big wheel though. It's like 17 by 8 or 17 by 7. But the point is, if I had a set of front wheel drive multi-bolt wheels with the big bolt pattern and the small bolt pattern, I could have matching wheels all the way around. I still haven't got that far yet. I'm actually breaking these wheels down and sending them in for scrap. I'm gonna recycle these things because they're really bad. They're really bad condition. And maybe hopefully we can find some unibolt wheels. I know the spare tire, if I have a spare, it would have to be a unibolt. What the frig? These brake shoes are pretty euchred. Beg my pardon. But there's some brand new ones there to put on. $50 later, for frig's sakes. Well, I got all the brake parts stripped off the Ford Ranger rear end, and the shoes and springs, adjuster, yeah, all that stuff. Emergency brake lever. I ordered I got new brake shoes, and I got a new spring kit coming tomorrow with the adjusters. So I'm gonna end up spending money on it. But I'm gonna take the alloy wheels from that Impala SS project, the ones that I scrapped or the ones that I didn't use, and I'm gonna recycle them tomorrow at the scrapyard, and I'll get a little bit of a return there. And it should be the alloy wheels should be they should cover the cost of the brakes. I got this side apart also. Yeah, but this cylinder is completely shot. The other side might be reusable, but I'm just going to change them both. Cylinders, adjusters, springs, everything. Friggin' everything. So at least I'll do one thing, not half-ass. So, yeah, I want to get those done good and proper. I'm going to take this fitting here from the master cylinder, and I got a new flex line for the rear end, so I'm going to get a new steel line that goes from the flex line up to the master cylinder, probably tomorrow. And I put the friggin' the old wire stripper. Oh, don't go that way, that's reverse. Put the old wire stripper to work today, and tomorrow there's a small amount of copper that'll be going with the aluminum wheels tomorrow. And that's going to pay for the friggin' brake parts. So I'm using scrap to pay for junk to put on my other junk that's made from scrap. Yeah, on a budget. So I haven't got much done today, but peeled the brakes off, got some new brake parts, ordered the rest of the brake parts. I think I'm going to use these old drums, or I'm just going to get some used drums. And, yeah. Well, I ordered some junk for the buggy project. Amazon.ca, Canadian. Oh shit, I forgot about the touch screen. Anywho, yeah, I ordered one of these. It's a motorcycle tack and speedometer gauge. The speedometer is cable driven, so hopefully I can put that on the buggy project. What else? I ordered this Honda GX 390, 340. The motor that I've got right now is GX 270 clone, and this carb is supposed to bolt right on, and it's bigger. It's got a bigger bore and a bigger butterfly and bigger jets. Just a bigger carb all the way around. A lot of people change the jets in their stock carb, but if I do this and port match it to the intake port, it should give it a lot more flow.